Hey guys, all right, welcome to Module 5. So as you can see, it's late at night, and instead of sleeping, I am teaching you guys. I wanted to go ahead and get Module 5 up and out of the way with because I've been getting a lot of emails and some questions about how are we going to do this presentation thing online? What am I going to do? How am I going to survive? Am I going to die? Oh my goodness. No, you're not going to die. Everything's going to be fine. You're not going to throw up. Everything's going to be fine. Um, you're going to give a presentation. It's not going to be in front of people, so I feel like some people are going to be okay with that. And maybe you won't get the same interaction that you normally would in a regular presentation, and I hate that. But for this time period, this is what all we got so far, okay? So this Module 5 is going to be mostly me going over the assignment sheet, so that way you have me going over all the guidelines for this class, for our online presentation, and then me going over some possible platforms for you to record yourself. One thing you need to keep in mind throughout this whole lecture is I mostly just want you to use your own creativity in your presentation. So that means if you have an idea and you don't want to use PowerPoint for your presentation and you feel like Prezi isn't cool enough for your research topic, you don't have to use those things. Those are just things that I've seen work in the past that most people are comfortable with. So if you don't want to use those things, you don't have to. The platforms that I'm suggesting in this module or in this presentation that I'm giving you right now are just things that I've used that I know work. So if you've got something else, a lot of you are way more savvy at this tech thing than I am. If you've got something in mind that you're like, nope, I'm doing this, great, that's great. So do your thing. So let's go ahead and just start with the actual parameters of the assignment so you know what you're getting yourself into. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Well, maybe. Okay, here we go. So for this, you can see right now, you've got an assignment sheet that is now on Canvas in our files section, and you have basically all you have to do is you have to make a presentation from 5 to 7 minutes long. And 5 to 7 minutes might seem like a long time now, but I promise you, once you actually start recording yourself, it's not as long as you think it is. You'll start talking and you'll realize, oh my goodness, I've been talking for 10 minutes and I haven't told them anything. What the heck? I do that all the time. I'm doing it right now. So just practice. I cannot tell you enough. Practice your speeches so that way you get that time limit down. 5 to 7 minutes sounds like a lot, but it's not. I've literally already been running my mouth for 3 minutes and I haven't even told you the most important things about this assignment. So you can run your mouth for a long time and not even get anywhere, okay? So your deadline for your presentation is April 24th. And you might sound like you've got a long time, especially since you've already done your research essay, right? So your research essay is the basis of what you're presenting, so the most of the legwork is done. So don't let that deadline sneak up on you. And you'll also be doing an outline for your presentation. If you're not sure what an outline is for a presentation, or you've never done one before, do not freak out. It's not module 6. It's like module 7 or 8. We go over outlines. So you don't need to freak out about that yet. I will teach you how to do everything. I will not leave you out in the dark. You will not be clueless. I'll teach you how to do that, okay? So in your presentation, if you're not sure how to even start and what to put in there, you've got a big essay, right? And you're not sure how to take the 10 pages that you've just written and condense it down into 5 to 7 minutes. I've got 3 questions here for you, okay? So those 3 questions that I want you to focus on for that presentation they're right here. You can see my mouse. It's highlighting them right now so you can focus on what I'm saying. So your 3 questions you want to focus on are, what was your topic and why did you decide to research it? What was your research process? So what research methods did you use? Did you interview someone? Did you give a survey out? Did you find scholarly articles? That type of thing, you know, those quantitative, qualitative research methods that I spent 5,000 years talking about in class. You know, what methods did you use? I know I've been reading your paper, so I know you use them. So talk about those for me. And then What did you learn? What did you get from this process? And what do you hope your audience got from this process? So after all is said and done, what have you gained from writing this 10-page research paper? If anything else, you've looked at a topic as something that is involved with environmental research, animal rights, conservation. You've learned something about that topic, right? So you've at least learned something about that area of research. So those are the 3 things you want to look at or talk about in your presentation. That should help you start with your 5 to 7 minute presentation. Now, the one thing I want you to keep in mind, I'm going to scroll down so we can get to the paragraph right after those questions, is you want to start with those questions, but you also want to keep in mind that you have an audience, right? Your classmates are your audience. And so some of you have topics that the audience has not really got a lot of background in. And so if your audience doesn't have a lot of background in your topic, you're going to have to give them that background. You've got 5 to 7 minutes, so you don't want to overwhelm your audience with a lot of background information. You want to think of it as if you've got 5 to 7 minutes, maybe you tell them 3 things, 3 major things about that topic that they need to know before you start, kind of really getting into like your major takeaways for the topic. So if you've got 3 major takeaways that you want them to know about that background information, focus on that in those 5 to 7 minutes. That's a sizable chunk that your audience can digest without feeling like they've just, been giving a lot of information and then it goes one ear and out the other. Okay. So think about how much do you want to, get in that 5 minutes, so you put yourself in your audience's shoes. So just think about that. You've got background information that you're going to need to give to your audience, but not too much. And just remember, you definitely want to make sure that you're practicing so that way you are not exceeding that 7-minute limit, because again, if you have a lot of background information, it's going to be super easy to go over that 7 minutes. You could give me a 30-minute lecture on some of your topics, and as fascinating as that would be, you definitely want to make sure you stay in that 7-minute limit. Okay? All right. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. Let's get into the presentation guidelines so that way I can kind of talk about the logistics of things. Okay? So your presentation guidelines, like I already said, the whole thing, the presentation and the outline is due by April 24th. So you've got that right here outlined for you. Okay, April 24th. Then, since this is a presentation and I wanted originally for this to be a big panel for the whole class with lots of back and forth questions and answers, I would like for you guys to respond to each other's presentations. So you need to at least to respond to 2 of your classmates' presentations by May 1st. So that's 1 week after your presentation is due. So you turn in your presentation on April 24th. Okay, you've got that done. Then you have 1 week later to respond to 2 of your classmates' presentations. Okay, that's with a question. Just ask them a question about their presentation. That's very simple. It doesn't need to be a super involved question, but you do need to make sure that you're engaging with each other's presentations, because again, the whole point of the class was not to make something that exists just in our class and then never is talked about again, right? We want to actually think about things that change the world and think about things that will impact the future. And you guys have research that is geared toward impacting the future. So if you don't watch each other's videos, we did all this for nothing. So watch each other's videos, ask questions, be the change you wish to see in the world. Thanks, Gandhi. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox now. All right. The other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is when you do your presentations, like I said in the beginning, you can use whatever medium you want. PowerPoint, Prezi, you can make a website, you can make a graphic, you can make a really cool poster. There's this really cool website called Canva. I have it listed down here in the platforms. And it has a lot of different ways that you can make really cool posters. So if you want to do that, be all fancy, that's great. Do whatever you want. I'm totally fine with that. If that's not the way you want to go, if you're like, no, I'm more old-fashioned, I would much prefer to make a poster with some markers and spray paint and, diagrams and stuff like that, just like you would back in like grade school for like science fair projects, that's fine. I'm totally okay with that. And you can video it on your phone. that's another approach you can do as well. So if that's the way you roll, that's completely fine. You don't need to be high tech for this. The only thing, the major requirement you need to be able to do for this presentation is to upload it to that discussion board. And so if that means you can video your presentation on your phone and upload it that way, by all means, that's great. Okay. All right. So that's the main thing for the presentation guidelines and logistics of that. Just for the sake of clarity and accessibility, I want to let you guys know that I've got some suggestions for you. Right now, I am using Screencast-O-Matic. It's my favorite because it's, for me, the easiest to use when I'm like screencasting stuff. So right now, you've guys seen it. I screencast PowerPoints all the time. I'm doing a Word doc to you right now. So I've done different things in the past. I do videos to my dancers all the time, where it's me voicing over corrections to them. So you can do a video as well of you voicing over yourself. So there's lots of things that Screencast-O-Matic will let you do. You can get all fancy with it, but this is Screencast-O-Matic, in my opinion, is the easiest and most accessible. It's also free. And you've got other ones that you can do where you screencast over yourself, screencastify.com. Zoom will let you record yourself, so you already have Zoom because you've Zoomed with me. YouTube, if you have a YouTube account, you can obviously do recording there. PowerPoint has a recording audio feature on each slide, so if you don't feel like doing something fancy with Screencast-O-Matic, you can record audio in each slide there. Adobe has recording features that I've used before. Canva has one. I haven't used Canva before for a recording feature, but I've heard good things. There's lots of different things that you can do to record yourself. You could just have to Google it. And lots of them are free, especially now. Lots of companies are using like free trials. So if you want to do one of those, that's up to you. That's great. Especially, I'm pretty sure Screencastify is doing a free trial as well right now. So those are different things that you can try out. Like I said, I can definitely help you with Screencast-O-Matic if you have questions about that. That's the one I'm doing right now. Okay, and I'll show you a little bit of Screencast-O-Matic in just a second. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm using it. Okay, and like I said, you don't have to use those. Those are just suggestions. You can be as old-fashioned or as high-tech as you want. And just for clarity's sake, again, all this is due by April 24th, and we're going to have optional conferences for presentations April 20th or 24th, so you can conference with me just like we did for the actual essays. We can do a conference for your presentation as well, where you practice with me. You don't have to do that. That's completely optional. I'm not going to make you do a conference for that. But just so you know, if you want to do a conference for your presentation and practice with me, then that's going to be happening April 20th or 24th. So just so you guys know. All right. So that's me going over all the things. And this is on Canvas for you. So before we go, I want to show you one thing, if it will let me show you. Not sure if it'll let me teach you how to do this while I'm recording, but we'll just see. I do want to show you, yes, it will. Okay, so this is what my dashboard looks like for Screencast-O-Matic. So it shows you, right now I don't have any saved videos. They're all on my hard drive because I saved them all to my computer. But you can save them in folders. I don't have a channel because I put them all on my YouTube channel, which you guys have seen. But it's really easy because you just launch your recorder here, and they have an editor on this side. So if you want it, I can't launch my recorder right now because I'm already using it. But that's how you access your recorder and your editor. So it's pretty simple and it's pretty straightforward. So if you need help with this and screencasting, please let me know. I will definitely help you in any way I can. And I'm pretty sure that's all we've got for Module 5 for right now. If you have any questions, obviously you can let me know. And your assignment. Yes, your assignment for Module 5. So for your assignment for this one, all you guys need to do is let me know what platform you're thinking of using to record yourself. So it's just a paragraph on, and you can just submit it through Canvas, a paragraph on what platform you think you're going to use to record yourself. So are you going to use PowerPoint, a Prezi, you're going to use a website, blah, blah, blah. And do you think you might try one of the one of the platforms I suggested, like Screencast-O-Matic, or something like that? Or do you think that you might use something different? Maybe you'll just record yourself on your phone, something like that. So let me know what you're thinking. Let me know if you've got any questions in that submission on Canvas. I'm really just here to see what you're thinking in terms of how you're going to present, what platform you're going to use, what questions do you have, now that I've kind of given you an overview of what to do. And yeah, that's about it. And that should be all I've got for you for now. If you have any questions, let me know. All right. Bye, guys. Stay healthy. Keep washing your hands. Enjoy quarantine as much as you can. We're here until June 10th, is what I'm hearing. So I'm never going to leave my house. It's fine. It's fine. All right. Bye.